the Acropolis in Greece, across the Mediterranean, the eastern end of the Mediterranean, to Bethlehem. It's 3 minutes before midnight in Bethlehem, and ABC's Bill Blakemore is there.
Well, Peter, all the people we've been hearing from for the last few months who've been saying that the world might come to an end at midnight in the Holy Land, we can report that it certainly is not doing that. We have a square that's full of mostly Palestinians from this town. Others are visiting, and they're not waiting for the end of the world. They're in a jubilant mood and celebrating.
Let's listen. And before we settle in Bethlehem to celebrate in the place where the Gospels tell us that Jesus was born, let's take a quick look at Egypt, because it's coming up on midnight in Egypt as well, and there's a great festival going on out there at the pyramids. In fact, that's the prelude, and very faintly you can see the fireworks letting off behind. It's the Egyptian president, Hosni Mubarak, standing up at the pyramids. The former Secretary General of the United Nations is there. And let's get this quick glimpse of the pyramids in the background, I hope, one more time, lit by the fireworks. And there they are. Great Pyramid at Giza. And now let's go back to Bethlehem and celebrate midnight in Bethlehem. Church of the Nativity. What's sometimes called Manger Square, it was until several months ago an enormous parking lot for trucks and buses, a mosque to the north because there are more Muslims and Christians who live there at the moment. But here is the celebration with the doves of peace to mark the new millennium. Bank, town of Bethlehem, the site of the Nativity of Jesus, according to the Gospels. Some people actually hold that he was born in Nazareth. A discussion to be taken up at some other point, of course, but for tonight, this is where the Palestinian Authority wanted the world to be focused on this particular night. Bill Blakemore is there.
Yes, Peter, this has been a night they've been waiting for a long time. They've spent a lot of money to get Bethlehem ready for this particular event. Many people here in the square holding up candles, a scene of enormous hope and pandemonium at the same time, very much like the Middle East. Many of those peace doves a little confused, no doubt, flying in among all of those bursting shells and beautiful colors in the air. But the year 2000 is supposed to be a year of great peacemaking here in the Middle East, with the Israelis, Syrians, and Palestinians all in different peace negotiations. And there is some hope here that by the time this millennium year is over, it will be, as one Israeli said, a very different Middle East, with the Arab-Israeli conflict well towards being something in the past.
in charge after having been occupied for so long by the Israelis, now controlled by the Palestinians themselves.
We now continue with ABC 2000 coverage of the beginning of the new millennium. Good afternoon. I'm Antonio Mora from ABC News headquarters in New York. Peter Jennings will be back in a few minutes. The third millennium has now arrived in the Middle East. This was the scene in Manger Square in Bethlehem as midnight arrived just about 20 minutes ago. The hope there in Bethlehem on the West Bank, peace symbolized by hundreds of doves. Bethlehem, of course, the biblical birthplace of Jesus, on whose birth the calendar that gives us this new millennium is based.
It is well after midnight in Bethlehem, and they are still there. ABC 2000 continues.
This is ABC 2000, the celebration of the millennium. Brought to you by Hewlett-Packard, a company of inventors in Silicon Valley. And by GMC. Do one thing, do it well. We'll continue in a moment.